Welcome, everybody, to our summer mini-series of Rolling Until Ragnarok, the first shuffle. I'm Waywatcher, your DM, and today we have... This is our group for this, and you guys can introduce yourselves. Go ahead, starting with Morgan.
Cool. Hey, I'm Morgan the Mogul, and I play the character Discara.
Hi everyone, I'm Dylan. Happy to be here, and I will be playing Duntal.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. I also go by Annie Venture Online, and I am playing Zahir.
Hi everybody, I'm Erin. I also go by Delona, and I will be playing Rhea.
Yay.
I'm Phantom. I'll be playing Zahir.
Zahir. Awesome. Fantastic. Yo, a big shout out today to Red Team Games, the creators of Cards and Castles 2, our sponsors. This is a free deck building game with a fun strategy board twist to it that allow you to have tons of different tactical battles between you and the opponent. Honestly, most people know that I'm a card player. I've played Hearthstone, Magic, all those other games that you can think of. Right now, I used to be currently addicted to Marvel Snap, but lately, for this whole week, ever since Cards and Castles 2 has come out, I grabbed it off Steam. I've been playing it a ton. During the mid-episode break, you'll be able to watch me play some of the first couple games that I did play, where I tried out a bunch of the different pre-built decks. It's so much fun. It's such an interesting game to play, and it has one of my favorite aesthetics to any of the card games. You'll see it's got this whole cool hand-drawn feel to it, a cartoony, but with that hard-lined kind of fun twist. If you play games on the phone, even if you play things off Steam, go ahead and grab this Cards and Castles 2. What a great game! Thank you for sponsoring us. We're super excited to have you guys here. This is the birth of a world. Time has just become a thing, even. I think that one of the most wonderful things about every mythological story, every culture, every spiritual teaching is there's always a creation story. And I think that one of the coolest things about the creation stories is that they always kind of follow this infinitely growing version of what can be. Sometimes there is a giant that has been split into two, and it created the entire universe from its bones and just blood flow. There's the idea of the Big Bang for people that have done science and done all that stuff, and they tried to but the idea of it all is to try and understand the world before there was myths and legend. And I think that one of the most wonderful things about that is that every civilization has created these things out of imagination and wonder, but then they always followed them up by some kind of apocalypse or calamity, or just sheer sundering of what could be, whether it be a giant flood or a collapse or a giant war between deities that just created new hope for the world. So today we're going to be playing through our universe's creation story. And I hope that everybody enjoys this. This is a story that has been really close to me for most of my life. And I am very, very thankful that everybody here has joined me to be able to tell the story. So, our setting is Ryel, a floating island that is nestled between three mountain ranges at the nexus of where they meet. It is a floating city that reaches high up into the heavens. The heart of the floating world above is this large collection of spires and stairways and just the first skyscrapers of creation. There's an elegance and sheer power to the Angelican craftsmanship and celestial magic that is shown off here. There's even the valley below, covered in shadow, has this beautifully tranquil glow to it, just because this giant city above has just magic and arcane might that shines down on it, while still casting this cascade of shadows. This island itself is beyond imagination. It's to those below, it would be like plucking something from the imagination and wonder of a child. And as you kind of climb the side mountains, the eastern mountains specifically, to get to it, we meet our first player, our first character, our first hero in this story, Zahir. You are currently walking by yourself towards the large bridge on the eastern side to get to the first of many of the citadels that bring you into the main city proper. Please talk about your thoughts. You've been traveling now for weeks to get here. You had to climb the side of a mountain that, although there are stairs, was a long trek. Please describe yourself and talk about what you're thinking at this moment.
So Zahir is a warrior clad in armor. Their hair is long, flowing, normally tucked up tight in a bun where their helmet goes on. But as her hair's out, it's kind of a blackish silver, war-torn skin. You can see a lot of scars, but it never really bothers her. And you might see a little glistening of something underneath their armor, but as she has helmet in hand and pack on back, she's going through her battle strategies in her head, because some people like to potentially talk to themselves as they to keep themselves company on long journeys. She likes discussing, so if Army A comes towards us as we are Army B, and all of a sudden it starts to hail, what should we do? And it's looking forward to receiving and arriving at the city where she has received a summons to come share her battle knowledge, and has that mission in mind, and the best path forward is a straight and narrow line.
Awesome. Wonderful. So as you're sitting here contemplating strategies among strategies and kind of just mumbling off to the world, you feel a little vibration, maybe like almost like a little tick on your side, as you then hear your parents' voice come through your locket. Once a day, they get to send you a message, and you get to send them one back, as the locket kind of vibrates and lets you know that it's there. It's not loud, but it isn't silent either. We'll say that. You would hear their voice. Oh, Z, little Z. Hey, and then you hear your father's voice come through. Hey, you there?
She'll touch her chest to make sure that the locket's there. So she's gonna put her hand up like this. Mm-hmm. Be like, Mother, Father, yes, I'm close to arriving. How are you this fine morning?
Is it as big as they say it is? Are all the towers there? Does it go up past the sky? And then your father would burst through. No, yeah. But so what does it look like though? Are you there? They're so much they're very enthused about your journey.
Yes, there are 1, 2, 3, many towers. And I would imagine they do not go past the sky, but I have no evidence to support that at this moment. It's big and wide.
More descriptions. Tell us. And then you hear in the very background him say, your father say, she's not going to give us descriptor words. Let them tell us how it's going to be in their own words, and we'll put the detail in for her.
Yes, good, wise words, Father. I'm coming up on some people as we come into this great and vast city, and it is a sight that I believe the word you say is to take my breath away. Although I am still breathing, do not worry.
Of course, wonderful. Oh, we'd love to play there sometime. Honey, you tell them. Your father is doing his best to refer to you as them instead of her. This being a newer thing for him, but still they're very supportive of everything that you do in your life. I think that then your mother would say, dear, we snuck something in your bag before you left. I hope that, so I know that you're not a big fan of surprises, but there is something there, and we know you wouldn't find it because I also sewed it into the side of the bag. If you tear the backing of your pack a little bit, there should be a little flute there from us so that you can have some of our music with you. It will play for you. I know that you don't like to play instruments like that, but if you blow into it, it'll play our song, and it'll be great. It'll be great. We just wanted you to have something from us. Please don't be mad.
Well, thank you. She would immediately stop. And it's funny because with Zahir, she doesn't mind either way. She's like, I'm a person that can kick your butt. And so I think Zahir would stop what she's doing and go, oh, well, I must investigate. This is very clever, very clever. So she puts her pack down and she tears it accidentally a little too much. Instead of gently, it rips off all the stitches. And I think she tears off a couple of stitches off her back on accident and goes, I think I pulled too many reps this morning. But yes, this is beautiful. Thank you for thinking of me. I wish I could play. I wish I could gain your skills, but I was never as well with instruments as you and Father.
You have wonderful skills that are helping the world in different ways. Our music is just it's not equivalent.
No. Everyone has skills in this world. Everyone, no matter who they are, has something different to bring to the table that is no less of equal value. And yours is music that I have always enjoyed.
What is in there is this wooden reed flute that they've carved, but they've also enchanted with their own magic. It'll play 3 times the song whatever your family song is, you can make that up on the spot for all I care. But whatever the family song is, it'll play 3 times a day.
I think
you don't have to.
So go ahead.
You don't have to think about it now, but whatever you feel like at that moment is.
Oh, it's a family song.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking of something. Oh gosh. Anywhere between the Macarena or
Okay.
Kidding. I'm so kidding. I feel like it's like a song like "Come On, Eileen," where you could have it has a really solid instrumental where anyone just can kind of sing along, and you don't necessarily need the words. It's very supported. Something like that. There's a hot chance I might change that, but that's the first thing that comes to my heart. So I'm gonna make sure to pull out the flute and be like, yes, this is. I have it. That was very clever. Very clever. I will do you both proud.
Fantastic. Okay. Moving on a little.
So
okay, go ahead.
It begins as Zahir continues to move forward. She really wants some ambient music, so she starts the first playing of the day.
Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. You are walking over this large, almost like liquid concrete bridge towards the first citadel that leads into, like I said, the city proper. There are a lot of elves and angelicans, which are the like Azamir type people. There are a couple dwarves here and there, but mostly that, and then some humans that are like speckled in there as well. But this is mostly a place of elves and angelicans for the most part. That's what you'd see. Pushing past all of that, we go to a blindingly light room with a huge like window that looks off from a very tall citadel in the very, very heart of the entire Ryel spires. And there is a large bare-chested Angelican with many wings looking down into this pool of water that's reflecting his face as he talks to himself and kind of like almost punishes himself for not remembering how to say these words properly. And he's getting more and more angry as it goes, but as he does get angry, you can see his face and the skin around his eyes begin to crack with blue and white light that are pouring out against his hair. As scary as it is, it's also a very like beautiful sight. But the only other person in the room is his teacher, Rhea. Please talk about your character and calm Belzok down a bit.
So Rhea is an Angelican, like you were describing before. Long, flowing, wavy brown hair, dark hazel eyes, and I would say huge white and very light gold colored wings. Her main task that she has been put on this place for is to make sure that Belzok, the golden child of the creator, continues in his training towards becoming, I guess you could say, the chosen one would probably be the best way to word it.
He's becoming Neo.
So she's sitting there, solemnly standing beside him, hands behind her back, just, reassuring, like, Belzok, we've been over this several times. It's okay. You're gonna get it. The Creator will never leave you. Just trust in his knowledge, and he will guide you in what you need to do for this ceremony.
No, but I just want it to be perfect. It's my first one, and I don't want these damn wardens to be better than me. And as he says this, he pushes his thumbs through the water looking thing, the like cast brick inlaid marble fountain, and like the water just comes splashing out, and he kind of looks at his fingers. His hands are shaking. He looks at you. That's more of the light is starting to pour out of him. It's almost like he's crying. And as the very first roll of the campaign, please roll persuasion to calm him down. First roll, go.
14.
Oh, it's pretty good. Okay. As he looks at you, look, no, now I've done this. I don't know what to do. And he's just staring at you.
And she would put her hands, like, gently on his shoulders and say, Belzok, the Creator has blessed you with many talents. Whatever you do is going to be perfect. You don't need to worry about it.
The light starts to like recede a little bit, and he's like looking at you. He takes a deep breath and he puts his hand up, and it's almost like it's not time reversing because he can't do that, but he like mends it and then adds water back to it again. And then he looks around, and there's just this puddle of water on the floor now at his feet. And he's like, I'm sorry for losing my composure. I
It's okay.
just want to be perfect for you.
And you will. And you will. You have never let me down. You're an amazing student, an amazing person. It'll be okay.
Keep my brother away from me during this.
I will do my best, but you know that is a battle even the creator would say is hard fought.
They're making fun of me for wanting to do this, and I want to do it, but I also want him to want to do it, and I know that he is a little jealous, but I still like Ivan, and I want him to... I just don't understand why they don't want to be my friend.
As we always say, where there is light, there is shadow. They will come around. Just give them time.
Okay. But everybody's coming, and I think that if I don't wear my armor, I could just wear my regular clothes so people think, I mean, that'll be cool, right? Because then I won't be like one of the wardens and be all like stuck up. I can be like one of everybody else. I think
Whatever you feel is most appropriate.
I
We
think
will
in
make
this moment, like, his youth would show through more than anything else, even though, like, when it comes to doing stuff, you know that he, like, rallies very hard. Belzak is still a child at the end of the day.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I would do whatever it is to make him as comfortable as possible, knowing that this still has to go on, but if that's what he wants, sure.
Do you think my sisters will come?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone will be there.
I think that as you say that, you'll feel like the presence next to you of one of your they're like handmaidens, but really they are messenger servants at the end of the day. Like, you don't really use them to like dress or to do any of the things the regular handmaidens would have to do for everybody else. You really are just like, you need to go tell somebody this and leave us alone. Because for the most part, a lot of people aren't supposed to be in Belzak's room. This is a very enclosed bubble that you are one of the only people allowed in. Except for a couple handmaidens that you have chosen that aren't supposed to be, they're not supposed to speak. We'll put it that way. And you would feel the presence of one, and she would lean in and say, Rhea, is this one of those things where we should go make sure his sisters are coming?
Yes, absolutely, please. I'm glad you read my mind.
Right. Okay. And you would see her turn into almost like this gaseous form and slip out underneath the door. And just leave the word Croxus on the wall. No, but anyway, as it just goes past, and she like would scatter down into the darkness of the spire. From there, we will push forward a little bit. This room that we would be in next is this room of lush garden and translucent crystals that emulate and emit this warmth specific for every single plant. Just for that plant to be able to grow at its perfect, meaningful spot. And there are giant circles of colors and blooming buds and different herbs and every form of these different plants that you could imagine in this like almost soft flourishes of chaotic beauty. And there are these lounge chairs, and this is a large room full of just decadence and like natural beauty that also has these like you can tell that because of all these little emulating spheres, there are like cascading and crazy shadows being sprung everywhere that form into like weird movements, and you can never see the edges of the room because in this sphere of nature there's also just constant spells being thrown off of illusionary magic that bends the light around them, so you can never figure out where a door is or where a wall is or anything. And in the midst of all of this, Duskara, you are just lounging happily amongst all these plants and these little tiny creatures that move around. And please talk about you and Say's room a little bit and what you would be doing on an afternoon of just being one of the chosen few that get to hang out and do pretty much whatever the fuck you want every day.
So Duskara, right? She's a stealthy little druid. She stands shy of just 7 feet tall and moves gracefully with poise and precision. Adorning her head, she's got like little antlers, right, that go up, and like a really bright red fiery mane that kind of like, I don't know, cascades down her back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's got like this mischievous little glint in her eyes that matches, though, like her untamed natural spirit of just being kind of like that balance of like chaos and nature all at the same time. And she's probably at the moment, just like I said, lounging around, just waiting for the word, from Say to start the mischief, right?
Yes.
And so she's kind of like watching the butterflies and the plants move in and out, and just, in anticipation of all the fun that we're about to have. We're pre-gaming, if you will, right?
Fantastic. Through one of the shadows, almost like this illusionary wall, you just see this I don't want to say petite, but like a thinner female Say with her longer like silver hair and the one wing that is now bound and like tied up on her back. She's just one wing. It's pushed down against her back and tied to her because she hates the fucking thing. And she just pulls through this thing, and she like runs into this table, and she's kind of like laughing as she goes, and like grabs onto one of the like floating discs that are there with like all the different flowers. And as she hits it, like some of the blossoms like come off and like stick to her hair a little bit. She's very pretty in just like the rights, other than like some scars on her one shoulder for where she tore off her wing in a fit of being a angsty teen. And she would look at you and go, okay, look, Dusk, they're gonna try and get us to go to this really fucking dumb whatever ceremony they're calling it nowadays, where they tell all the magic people that they can't use magic, or they can use magic, or they can use magic. Either way, fuck that, okay? I think that we should sneak out and go somewhere else. I was just listening to that woman, that fucking woman, man. That one that always is gonna she's gonna come and knock on this door, and she's gonna tell us, Rhea says that you've got to go to the blah blah blah, and I'm gonna tell her no, and then she's gonna silence me, and then I'm gonna end up there. I'm not doing this again. We are not doing this again. Just the manic energy of Say filling the room.
Dusk would be like, perfect. Should we trap her and get her stuck here in this never-ending room, or we could just disappear and avoid everything?
I really like the idea of trapping her because she silenced me last time, and again, fuck that bitch. So exactly. Okay. So wait, how are we gonna trap her though? She's on her way, so we gotta think fast.
Well, there's a few things that we could do. I guess she's coming as a person. I guess I wouldn't know that, right? Whether that, I don't know. We could charm her, we could command her, we could I wonder if we could like grow a bunch of plants like all around her and like get her stuck.
Charmer, tie her up, closet, stuck in plants. Got it. Let's go. Say turns to like where the doorway would be for her front door and goes like this, and all of the illusions come down. And she goes, "Okay, here we go." And you hear this. You see this like you hear this like on the door, and Say's like, "Perfect. Okay." And Say opens the door, and there is Rhea's handmaiden, who is just one of the faceless, unnamed many at this point. I think Say would immediately be like, "Hi!" And right as the woman begins to talk, Say just punches her in the face. Like, straight up just hits her, knocks this bitch out, and goes, "I forgot what we were gonna do!" Looks at you.
You really woke up and chose violence, huh?
Every day.
Exactly. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I guess we're gonna tie her up, right? Like, let's grab some of the.
Do you have rope?
I can make rope. Right?
You're my favorite. Fuck. Okay, great. Okay, you make rope, you tie her up, and I'll just put her in this closet. And the walk-in closet is like the size of a regular like apartment. Like it's just this, it's like Fry's apartment from Futurama. Where Bender opens the door and it's just another apartment. But she opens her walk-in closet and is just like, "Okay, we'll put her in here. She'll be fine. It'll be good. And then we can just leave. And we don't have to go to anything. We don't have to go to the stupid thing, right?"
Right.
Awesome. You got me?
100%.
You're my favorite, Dusky. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll performance for how well we tie this woman up?
Alright, let's see. This is awesome.
Dusky is sticking, by the way. I'm just.
What was it?
It's an 18. Tie that
It's
bitch
as
up.
like tie
That's
this
right.
woman up.
Right, just all the plants come together, and there's gonna be thorns on those plants. We're gonna like wrap it around her really tight, right? And I'm gonna put like one like around her mouth too. That one doesn't have thorns, right?
Good.
But we're gonna like tie it up really, really tight, so she can't move.
She starts to like come to and Say sits her up and goes, "Look, we're not going to this fucking thing, okay? You stay here. Here is some water." And she like puts a little tiny cup of like a cup you would see like for like like you'd spit in at the dentist, like on a little thing next to her with some water. And she goes, "You'll be fine. And when all this is over, we'll let you out and you can go tell on us and I'll deny it. And it'll be perfect, just like always. Love you." And she kisses her on the forehead and charms her so that she thinks she's having a great time. And then she stands up and walks out the room and closes the door and puts the illusions back up. And then she looks at you and goes, "Okay, so remind me that bitch is there, okay?
We'll see."
If we forget another one, I'm gonna get in trouble." And she turns around and just begins to march out the room with you. Before we get out the room, let's go to we're walking down the hallway. This is where you would see a taller. Actually, of everybody that we've met so far, this would be the tallest of all the Angelicans. He has a handful of wings on his back that are stretching and kind of like almost like trying to stretch out and like almost like they're doing reps as he walks. He's kind of thin. He's got like the darker hair and like these brighter eyes as he goes. His skin color is just a little bit off. He looks like he's been in the sun the most. We'll put it that way. And right now he is avoiding pretty much everybody because he also does not want to go to whatever the fuck this thing is that everybody is being invited to. And Ivan Ra is currently, he gets to one of the balconies and looks off and for a moment begins to about to take off when we have Phantom, your character, would stop him because it is currently your job to make sure that he shows up to this place for this damn ceremony.
And where do you think you're going?
Ooh, man, why are you always there?
It is my job to keep track of you, and I've gotten very good at it.
All right, look. You don't want to go to this thing either. How about you and I both fly over and see what's going on in anywhere else at any other time, doing anything else? Neither one of us want to go watch my brother pretend like he is not the golden child of the world currently and get showered praise by all these idiots that nobody else cares about while he takes down some names in a book.
You are quite right. I don't want to go.
Fantastic.
However, it is our goal, and it is our duty to be there, and so you and I will both do what we are meant to do.
Okay.
The sooner we get there and get this over with, the sooner we can go do whatever it is you want to do.
I'm going to give you a choice here. You can either make a persuasion or intimidation roll, depending on how you would like the next couple moments to go. Based on what you would do as your little gnome wizard self.
Yeah, like I literally come up to this guy's shin, maybe his upper thigh at best.
Right.
And so I'm just sitting here, hands on my hips, looking straight up all the way back, yelling at this fully grown angel. And I'm just like, you're gonna do what I tell you to do. So at this point, I'm not even trying to intimidate him. This would just be a persuasion roll.
Okay.
That is a 23.
Ivan looks at you and he sits down. Like straight up just sits down, puts his arms up on his knees so that he can look at you eye level almost. And he goes, "Come on, man, there's got to be something we can do here. There's got to be something more fun than this."
Think about it like this. If we don't go, we're going to hear about it for the next week. Or we could go and be done and over with it in a couple hours.
He looks off, and it's almost like he's looking off into the distance and feeling all of these talks that he has to have because of what his actions. All right, you got me. Do we have to sit next to him?
We will go wherever the wardens guide us.
Fuck.
We will be cordial. We will be respectful. And then we can leave and do whatever we want. We are not going to cause a scene for your brother. Because if you do, not only will you hear about it from your father and from the wardens and from everybody else, you're going to hear about it from me. And you're already sick of me following you around. And trust me, the conversation with me will be much less pleasant. So let's make this easy on the both of us and get through the next few hours, and then we can go drinking if you'd like.
Flat charisma roll.
Okay. Flat? That's a 7.
Ivan looks around and goes, "You know, I'm not tired of you following me around." He puts his hand on your shoulder. "I mean, come on, you're my best friend." Smacks you on the back and goes, "All right, I will show up. I'll meet you there, or do you want to come with me? What are we doing?"
I've learned not to let you out of my sight at moments like this. We will go together.
He laughs. All right. You all stand up. You're about to leave to go to the citadel that you have to go to. And we will snap outwards, pull all the way back, and to the northern Ash Mountains, where there is a giant bridge of solid light that connects the dark, rocky ash part of the mountains to the glorious northern side of the city. Some would call it the Northern Light. Others would call it just a citadel. But here we are as this vanguard of half orcs and like giant, like nomadic buff humans are making their way over top of this place, and they stop right before they get to the actual bridge. A loft atop a very large, like very light colored steed with this like little patchy brown mark on its cheek is Rog, who is the current like conqueror of the north. He would look down to his squire for a moment, make sure that he's keeping up, then look straight over to one of his hand-picked Vanguard. Duntal, please talk about who you are, what you look like, and what your thoughts are upon seeing this place for the very first time.
Duntal's a very large fellow, especially in this world. He tends to tower over most of the creatures that he meets. He's got short dark hair, little gray horns on his head, pale green skin, and just a permanent, like, scowl. It's very menacing. But I'm sure you all will see that he's much more than that. And he's been adventuring with Rog because he wants to learn more about the world and grow stronger.
Awesome. This is the very first time you've ever seen Ryel, this giant city that people talk about for like miles and continents away almost, but getting to see it for the first time again, it does look like the spires do stretch past where you can see into the sky. This is, like I said, this is a place that is pretty interesting to behold, especially for people that have been in the north so long, and you guys have gone through wars upon wars of fighting each other and fighting other like lower civilizations and even demons. But to see an Angelican city is for the first time would probably be pretty interesting. But then again, I don't know how Dune thinks about things, so by all means.
Oh, he is just completely awestruck, really. He wouldn't want anyone to know that he's a little scared, but he is. This is certainly not something he would have seen back home. And he's just a little anxious, maybe really excited to go in and explore and see what else the world has to offer.
Nice. Pulling up closely behind you guys as the whole Vanguard stops. Still an eye shot, but definitely keeping a border around you guys would be the not compared to you, but tall compared to most. The blue dragonborn Near, who is mostly there to watch the squire, Latine, who, but also it's always kind of good to know that he's around because he's very useful in battle. He's proven himself more times than most, and he's been here for the whole time. He's also hired, so as long as money keeps coming in, he's there through thick and thin, as long as the money keeps coming in. And Rog would look back at the rest of the Vanguard and go, "All right, I think the most of you can stay. Latine, Near, you'll come. And Dune, I think I need to ask I think I have a specific favor of you, if you don't mind."
It would be my pleasure.
All right. You are very tricky. While we are in this place, I will be talking to them and explaining to them why we now own this place. But while we are doing that, if you could just go ahead and collect information, find out if people enjoy who they are under thumb of. Tell me who would turn to us. Just gather information, but be quiet about it. Yes?
Duntal will do the best job that one can.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Don't worry too much about Latine, but make sure he does not run off too far. He needs to. He looks down at Latine and goes, he needs to actually stay close this time. We do not know these people. We do not know of them. We don't know their culture. We don't know who you are, and we don't know where you're going to go. But you're going to stay close to us. I think Latine would look up and go, isn't that what that blue guy's for? Right? He's the one. He's supposed to keep track of me. Not you. Not this thing. Not this thing. Dune, not that I don't like you, Dune. I'm just saying, you're really big. And I feel like I can't just get around, like stealthily with you following me. I can slip the blue guy. But like you, man, I don't know. You're not. Does he have to follow me though?
Friend Latine would be surprised. Doing very stealthy when needed.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna be surprised. Alright, whatever. Let's go. When am I gonna, I kind of miss apples. Rog would be like, shut up! And they would start to go towards off onto the bridge. As much as Rog loves Latine, because let me tell you, the only reason this child is still alive is because Rog obviously loves him. Fuck, man, Rog is so tired of Latine. Like, that's why he keeps trying to, pass him off onto people. That being said, please, roll perception for me, Doontal.
7.
Okay. On a 7, you've known Rog pretty long. You were one of the very first groups of your nomadic tribe didn't have to be conquered. They chose to follow Rog because although the idea of might is right, you also can see that this is a path to peace. This is a very charismatic leader normally, a very strong hand. That being said, even on a 7, which is normally a pretty low roll, you can tell there's something wrong. There's something off. And you can't put your thumb on it. You can't put your finger on it. You haven't been able to pinpoint what it is. But for some time now, you've noticed that there's just something off about Rog. And it probably would have been bothering you enough that even on a 7, there is something there to pinpoint.
Is this a familiar feeling around Rog, or is this a very
it would have
one-time abnormal thing?
Oh, good question. Man, let's see. You've been there for long enough. Roll history with advantage.
Okay. I'm
mostly because you asked the question, honestly. That was a good question.
Right click, bud.
I was right click. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I already rolled it once. I'll just do it twice.
Okay, roll it again.
Yeah,
Just
that's
normal.
cool.
Then.
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay. You've been with Rog through almost countless battles at this point. To be handpicked as one of his Vanguard, it means that you've lived through some stuff. You are you're not handpicked because you're not only handpicked because he believes in you, but you're handpicked because you've proven that you belong there. Having just been a farmer at one point to now become one of the very trusted people to be there after a battle is over is something to be said. The last battle that you all fought in was gruelingly hard fought. It was just a meat cleaver of a grinding battle of just attrition between the orcs and the mountain trolls. And you remember that at the end of the fight, there weren't a whole lot of the Vanguard left to begin with. And you guys, particularly you and Nier, showed up and found Rog sitting in a pool of blood with a giant mound of orcs around him and Latine in front of him, and him deciding on whether or not he was going to kill this child. Because Latine was one of the people that you got from that fight. But ever since he decided to leave the child alive, there has been this thing about... It's almost like he softened. And to other orcs, that would be a sign of weakness. But it is a sign that something is off. It is this momentary... And ever since then, every time you speak to him, there is something there that bugs you about him, and you just can't find it, you can't place it, but it is a constant ticking there of you don't want him to seem weak, you don't want other orcs to perceive him as weak, because then it's going to become a long succession of who can take the throne by killing him. And that's not something you need at the moment, but it would be there as a constant weight on your shoulders.
For sure. And I think that here Dune would, of course, understand that the strength is important, but maybe this is a time to trust one's friend and, listen to the orders of the commander.
Fantastic. Very good. You guys would push off onto this bridge, and you'd see the horizon just be taken over by this city that they call it a floating city. You know better, though. You know that it's being held up because of the way the mountains are wedged together, and maybe a little bit of magic. But for the most part, this is... You've been a farmer, you've been a earth worker, you know how things work. You are also somebody that, although people might not give you credit for it, you're a lot more clever and intelligent than a lot of them seem to think. And as you're walking, you would see the bridge as part of what is load bearing of this area. And you'd make that note. Near stays back. He kind of walks back. During the time Latine is walking by foot instead of on a horse like you guys. He's kind of looking around. He's taking in the sights. He kind of looks over and goes, "Man, they gotta have so much shit we can steal in here."
Remember, friend, we are here to solve peace. Not here to steal.
Solve peace. Solve peace. You're right. You're right. We need to solve peace. What could solve peace, though? A lot of gold. I feel like a lot of gold could solve a lot of problems right now.
Does friend have a lot of gold?
We might if we kill a bunch of these angels.
We'll call it Plan B.
Deal. And he just looks on and keeps walking. Fantastic. We'll push back into the main spire, where everybody kind of lives. You guys are Daskara and Say. You guys are walking out of your room right as Zahir and Ivan crest the same hallway. Zahir, you basically catch Say and Daskara closing their door to sneak away.
Zahir is not really concerned about Say. He knows that Daskara is supposed to be watching Say, and if Say does not end up where she's supposed to, that is Daskara's problem. Zahir is just going to glance up at Ivan, make sure he doesn't look like he's getting any second glances about running away, and as long as all seems good with Ivan, Zahir's just going to keep his hands behind his back and keep making his way to where they need to be.
Ivan is going to see your glance at him, and then he'll make a mental note. Like you guys have a full conversation by looking at each other.
Right.
And then
he sees his sister sneaking off, like, we could go with him. It's like, no.
He's gonna look at Say and be like, sister, it's so good to see. And he's gonna put his arm around Say and be like, are you going to the great divination ritual as well? And Say is going to look at Duskara and do the same thing. She's gonna make eye contact with you, and then in your head you're gonna hear, get his arm off of me.
I think at that point, Duskara would probably extend her staff out a little bit and kind of like nudge the brother away, and be like, of course, we'll be there, but there's other things we must attend to first.
As your staff push off of Ivan, mine is going to come up and push yours away. Like, Duskara, you can use your words. Your charge is yours. Keep your hands off of mine.
She is 7 feet tall. She's not concerned about a gnome. She'll just kind of be like, of course. And be like, if you'll excuse us. And like, start trying to walk away.
Ivan is gonna say, you're not gonna want to miss this. It's Belzak's moment, you know. And try and make eye contact with Duskara.
Nope, she's not looking at you.
That's probably smart.
She does not care about Ivan.
I was like, that's very smart.
Because
and then
they want to know we're going.
And then I guess Ivan's going to attempt to start walking with Say.
And as soon as he does, I'm just going to kind of clear my throat and be like, Ivan, this way. We have places to be.
God. You know, yeah, all right. I will see both of you there, though, Say, and right. Dusk.
So Duskara, the whole, and then like place her hand on, or not touching Say, but just kind of like usher her forward. Of course, we have other things we must attend to.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm sure.
Great. Okay, fine. All right, Zahir, let's go. Hey, do you think there's gonna be fireworks? He's just gonna start talking to you about other things as we walk.
Knowing your brother and his retainer, I'm sure it will be quite the spectacle.
That's good. I feel like the city needs a spectacle. It's been some time. The wardens are so stuffy. I don't like them.
And that is why the creator does.
Like, how far did we get away from them?
You're pretty far. You guys are down the hall.
That's gonna be like, oh my god, did you see that? I was like, so chill. I got us away from that like immediately. What are we doing? Like, let's go.
Yeah. Oh my god. I wonder why he said we should be there though. Like that sound. He normally does.
Wait, are you having like second thoughts? We just locked the old chick in a closet.
You're right. We did put that woman in the closet. We should go drink. She like looks at you like, is that cool?
And she'll be like, whatever you would like, princess. Of course.
All right, let's go. And she like bursts through the main 2 doors of the Citadel, and it's like a ledge that normally people would have to take off from. She cannot fly though. So instead she just hurls herself off of this ledge like 30 stories down to the ground, and before she hits the ground, like does this whole like shoots like this giant cushion of air and still hurts herself upon hitting the ground and kind of goes, eventually I'm gonna get that just right. She's now like bleeding from her like side a little bit. And everybody's like looking at her like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how you get down, but you can figure it out.
I would use spider climb
Okay.
and climb down with her and be like, first off, that was a legendary jump. You are getting so much better at the air puff at the bottom.
Right. I think.
If you ever decided, right, that you wanted to do something else, we could do that too.
Okay. Well, we should talk about that, but over drinks. Let's go to let's go to the one with where all the humans are, because they're not going to be going to this dumb ceremony, and they also get drunk really fast, so they're a lot of fun.
Sounds perfect. And all good stories start with drinking.
Great. They both turn, and as they turn, there's Belzak and Rhea being walked to the main citadel. So Rhea, by all means, as she turns, Say is gonna turn and look at you, and she'll go, "Brother!" And you've just watched Say completely smash into the ground, basically like rip her arm up, trying to do this whole little magic thing, and probably overheard the whole idea of them going to drink.
Rhea would walk up to Say and be like, "Ladies, perfect timing. I know you all were so excited for the ceremony, but there was no reason to jump off the balcony like that to get here. You could have just asked me. I would have gotten you there quicker." And I would reach down and do a light cure wounds on Say to make sure she's healed up before we go into the ceremony. Be like, "All right."
She's gonna like bat your hand and be like, "It's not gonna scar if you heal it like that."
That's the point.
And
I know.
Dusk could be like, I could have done that if that's what she wanted.
You should have kept her from jumping off the ledge to begin with, then we wouldn't have been in this situation.
She's working on a very special ability, and she needs this for better practice.
I did great.
Even better.
You did fantastic.
Belzak is gonna it's okay. I Say that was really cool. And Say is gonna like look at him like, and her eyes will get glazed for a second because it's very rare these two talk. And it's even rarer that Belzak says anything nice to her. And she's gonna be like, well, your vestments look wonderful. They're really cool. They're much better than the stuffy things the wardens wear. And I think that he would have like a moment of like, oh well, shit, yeah. His like childish side is trying to like not pop out in front of everybody. And then Say would be like, so anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful time. We'll see you all in there. And she's going to start to like creep away.
This way. This way. You're going the wrong way. Come on. This way.
Duskar is going to be like, you know what? We will be there shortly. We need a few minutes. Thank you.
Belzak will say, Say, you can sit next to Ivan and I. Dusk, if you need to go do something, by all means. And he's going to take Say's hand and start to walk inside.
Yeah, we've got it from here, Dusk. If you need to handle something for Say, absolutely go right ahead. Thank you.
Say is going to look kind of defeated, but then also look at Dusk. And in your head, you'll hear, we can drink afterwards, I guess.
Dusk will, of course, ignore the loud person off to the side, right? and give it a slight bow and be like, whatever you wish, princess, right? And then follow in behind Say.
Wonderful. The main road that leads up to this spire that is... This spire is actually called the Foundation of Echoes, and it's because the main room is like a giant echo chamber that if nobody else is in, you can sit on different spots and you can hear, like, if you've ever done that, like in an echo circle where you whisper and you can hear, the whole spire can do that at different spots depending on where you are. But when there's too many people in it, it doesn't work, obviously. But this is being filtered in. It's also the very center of many of the nexus points for the mountain, and it's kind of like the center beam of this entire floating island. So as all the regular people start to show up, like all of the crowd that's going to watch this ceremony take place, begin to push forward. This is when Zahir and Rog and Duntal, you guys would start to filter in at almost the same time. This is where the big collection of things come from. That being said, Zahir, as you are pushing inwards, off to the side, you would see a couple different Angelican faces kind of looking off, and then you would also see Amber for the first time. You know what she looks like because of the letter you got. But this would be the first time you ever saw her. Amber Set is about your height, probably. She's short for an Angelican, but tall for a human. She would probably be a slight bit shorter than Duntal. She's fairly well built, very tomboyish figure. She has on her full Angelican armor. She wears half plate with one shoulder out, and you can see all these giant inlaid scars on her shoulder. She obviously is... Something about her screams that she has been in a fight, but not battle worn, if you get what I mean. She definitely has scars from fighting, but never probably been in an actual war or an actual battle. And you can tell that by looking at her, Zahir, because you have been in battle before and know the difference between the scars. She also has a black eye currently. It's like a shiner. You can tell that it's probably from the night before, from whatever was going on. Amber has a black eye. She has thin cut hair. It is currently this white hair. It's dyed though. You can tell it's colored hair. It's supposed to be black, but it's colored white. And it's patchy at best at this point. You can see all of her roots. She is trying to be that rough and tumble person, but definitely not pulling it off as much as she'd like to be. But she is standing there in her full shiny armor that has never been in a real fight. And she is pointing a couple people out, and then I think you two would make eye contact. And she would look, and she would see that in your hand you have the summons. And she would say, come. Do you speak human or Orcish? What language? And she would say this in a bunch of different languages constantly until you react.
Yes, you are, Amberset, I can tell. Human is fine.
Okay, so common human tongue, great. Yes. Are you going to take part in... Do you have magic?
She would take an axe, hit it against her chest, and go, I got all the magic that I need. But yes, if you need me to cast a couple spells.
Oh, okay,
More like parlor tricks, if you will. See, my parents are actually, they're musicians, you see. And, but no, I am here to teach you battle.
Okay, wow, humans are so fun. You all are so different. All the flavors. Okay.
Flavors? She would lick her hand and go, I'm a little salty today. I had a really long walk.
I think mimicking you, Amber will lick herself too and be like, I think I am too. Okay.
Common ground. That is good for us to start off with.
Right. Okay.
Your eye looks cool, by the way.
Oh, please
You
roll.
can tell you've earned it.
Please just
And
roll.
that is important.
Roll flat charisma. It'll probably be one of the only ones you have to roll, honestly, at this moment. But I can't help it for this second. It sounds so fun.
Okay, do I include the plus?
Yeah. You include your plus. It's a flat charisma roll.
20.
That's fantastic. Amber's going to like hold eye contact with you and be like, "Oh, thank you. What's your name? I have to mark it down so that they know that you. I don't think you have to go through the ceremony, but you should watch it with us. My brother's going to be performing it for the first time, and then we can go and talk."
Oh, yes. I would love to observe your culture. Yes, my name is Zahir Brightshield. I believe that is the name that I assigned with. I sometimes am called other names. Nicknames are a little weird, but I like Zahir.
Zahir. Okay. And she'll lean over and tell one of her handmaidens, who her handmaidens are a little bit different than Rhea's. Her handmaidens are this collection of like fey creatures and humans that are not as efficient as Rhea's handmaidens in any way, shape, or form. And almost nobody listens to these fuckers. But she's going to lean over to one of the more human-looking ones and be like, "I need you to go tell them that Zahir Brightshield is a magic wielder that is allowed to wield magic in our presence." And he is going to nod his head and write your name down and then show it to you to make sure it's written correctly.
Yes, I feel like one eye today. That looks great.
Okay. Okay. And then he's going to take off, running, trying to get to the wardens before things happen as everybody moves in. And Amber, and on a 20, Amber's not going to make you take part in the ceremony.
Your attendant is very quick. Very good people. Good people to surround yourself with.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of, customarily, I'm supposed to have other Angelicans, but they tend to go missing. So if I use the more human ones, when they do go missing, nobody notices and it's not a problem.
I'm already learning the customs of this place. I
Let's-
understand, and I think Zahir would start and address every attendant as, "We really like your robe," and then go over to the next one and be like, "You have pretty eyes," and go to the next one and go, "You look really battle worn, and that is a compliment," and try and just make sure to eye contact and to go down and address everyone as you know. And she'll come back to Amberset and be like, "I think it is important that your first impressions, because they are your first, are a good one."
Yeah, no.
As in battle.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. So we had others that responded to, and she's gonna like move some of her hair kind of and like try and put it in a little bun, but she cut it wrong so it can't stay. And she's gonna be like, we had others that answered my summons as well, or I guess really my request. I didn't summon anybody. I don't do that. But they didn't stay long, and also nobody came from the north. I think Doontal, you would overhear this as Rog and you guys entered. And I think you would also notice that Rog immediately goes, "I'm from the north, that's why." And it would begin to make a scene. Because Rog, you know it's Rog. We'll put it it this way. Like, everybody knows who he is. He is not here for any good version of means, but he is here on a peaceful mission. We'll put it that way. And he is supposed to be meeting with Belzak and the Wardens and Ivan and all the royals because they're supposed to have a large talk with the council. But he would announce himself as this way, and I think that it would be start to make a commotion. Ivan, this is about Ivan and Zahir, this is about the same time you guys will get here. Everybody kind of arrives at the same moment, we'll put it that way. And this would be right when Rog specifically announces that he is here as well. He would dismount off of his horse, smack it, and it would just go running into the crowd. He does not need that thing anymore as far as he's concerned. And he would look down at Latine and go, "All right, boy, go find us a seat." And Latine would be like, "Fantastic!" and take off into the crowd. And you'd watch as Nier slowly walks with him, keeping his eye as the crowd like kind of moves. And Rog would say, I'm not here for whatever this is. And all of you do not have to attend the talks, but we are here to specifically talk peace at this time. Rhea, by all means.
I feel like hearing all of this, she'd be like, wonderful, in all due time, but first, the ceremony. Please, enjoy yourself, make yourself comfortable. We will discuss this at another time.
Rog is going to start to look annoyed, and before he can fully do anything, I think that everybody would watch this one particular moment where Belzak walks up to him, like as he's walking past. Belzak, who is a good 2 head lengths above him in height, would put on half a mask that he wears. It's this silver sheath that goes over half of his face with these like red and I think they're like red and gold diamonds on them. And he would hold eye contact with Rog, and he would mumble something that others can't hear. If you would, since you are close enough, Duntal, if you would like to roll perception, I will tell you on a 14 plus.
I'd love to.
Is he
Duntal
still
is
red?
also-
Did you stay behind him?
Yeah. You're like,
Duntal's
damn
also
it.
going to,
What did you say?
Duntal's gonna dismount his horse and send it back the way they came, just, gently, but like with enough force to send it back to their crew.
Yep.
Perception, this one. That is an 11.
Cool. You would hear something along the lines of, "You're not important here." And Belzak would push forward through the crowd into the chamber where the council is already sitting and the wardens are already there. And Rog would not leave eye contact with them, but there would be a moment of like quiet that happens, almost like when like all the commotion would rush back, and Rog would look at you and go, "All right, I guess we'll watch this. We are here on peace. We'll watch whatever this thing is." And then
Yes, you'll have a lovely time, I'm sure.
he's gonna look over at you and be like, and then Ivan's gonna be like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be great," and smack Rog on the back as he walks past him.
Like Deskar would be like, or not, and then like keep walking.
A good time to get to know some of the people here.
Yes, exactly. If we must discuss peace, it is better that we learn about each other, and this is an excellent way.
Then what is it that we are going to be watching? You would know that it's so It's a ritual of divination, but really it's just a registration ceremony. It literally is anybody who is allowed to do magic within city limits has to register. But it's like it's very much cloaked as like a blessing. But it's their way of controlling magic in this area.
So it's basically our way of just being like, the creator is shedding their light upon all of the magic users in this citadel. And we are just and we are keeping track of who does what and where through his light and through his grace.
Rog is gonna look at Dune and be like, this is gonna be boring.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go sit with these fancily dressed people and watch whatever the hell this is. And he would turn to like try and find Nier. And as he makes eye contact with Nier, he'll walk you guys towards whatever seats Latine has chosen. Latine, who has chosen the seats that Ivan is supposed to be sitting in currently. So, Zahir, you rock up to the seats that are supposed to be right there next to the Angelicans, the Royals, and Latine is kicking it in your seat.
I believe you are in the wrong place. While all are welcome here, I must ask that you move back.
Whew. Well, why am I in the wrong place?
These are the seats for the Royals and their attendees.
Oh, great. Rog is on his way. He's the most royal of all of us, after all, and he's going to kick his feet up and let them fall onto, like, the banister that is supposed to be this very clean area, mud all over it.
I'm going to take my staff and give it a wave and prestidigitation the mud away. And,
please roll perception when you do that. Or Arcana, your choice.
Okay. That is a 22.
Okay.
On Arcana.
Okay. The mud goes away. Prestidigitation goes off. It's fine. It's almost like it's harder to cast. You've done prestidigitation a million times. It is a consistent spell in your arsenal. And for some reason it took just a little tiny bit of extra thought to do it this time. Latine will look around and be like, "Ha! Yo, you're really good at shining shoes." And he's gonna like go to nudge you and be like, "So is this chair yours because it's little too? Can I have a little chair?"
Ivan, you were looking for an excuse to have some fun. I can turn the other way. Just as once.
Latine is gonna look.
Away?
Go ahead, Dune.
How far away are Dune and Rock?
You guys rock up around this moment.
Okay, can I just pick up Latine and move him back a row?
Yeah, by all means.
Latine makes our job harder.
As you pick Latine up, he's gonna like shift in his cloak, this like mustard yellow cloak that he's wearing, and as he's doing that, he will make eye contact with Duskara, and see you, Duskara, and Say, because I'm guessing you're sitting with Say.
Yes.
And he's just gonna calm down for a second. And something about this moment is like this, it like clicks in his head that you two are probably the people that he needs to talk to get the fuck out of here.
I feel like this girl would like raise an eyebrow, like, you know, one of those rock eyebrows, right?
Yeah.
Just be like, interesting. And clock a mental note.
And him and Say are gonna stare at each other for a second, and then as you put him down, Dune, he's gonna say, "So what are we watching?"
Ceremony.
What's the ceremony for? What's ceremony? He's gonna lean over to the gnome, Zahir, and go, "Hey man, so what's the ceremony for?" And he's gonna throw a rock at you to get your attention.
I'm gonna catch the rock with Mage Hand and it'll just stop an inch from my face and then just drop to the ground.
Okay.
And I'll look at Dune Tall and be like, again,
Oh,
visitors are welcome here, but please do a better job controlling your men.
oh, apologies.
Ivan will.
Latine is very tired from the long trip.
Ivan's gonna lean down and go, "Yo, look, child. This is a registration ceremony at best. It's gonna be a snooze fest. But afterwards, if you guys drink, we can all go drinking." And Latine's gonna look at him and go, look up to Ivan, because everybody looks upwards when trying to talk to Ivan at this point. And Latine be like, "Registration for what?" And Ivan's gonna roll his eyes and be like, "All right, I tried," and then cast silence on Latine. It is fairly unbreakable. Ivan is fairly good at magic. And Latine is going to be like, just looking around and nudging people until somebody answers his question. He will finally get to Rhea and tap her.
Yes. Questions? I would cast Dispel Magic on him. Yes. Go ahead.
Great. Ceremony, registration. What are we doing?
It's more than a registration. I've tried explaining that to them multiple times. I don't know why they continue to use that word. Anyways, it is a divine ceremony where the Creator blesses everyone who is gifted with magic in this citadel of different forms. And we will register their magic here in our sanctuary.
He's going to point to himself. "I do magic. Should I do it?"
Would we have to register him in this, knowing that he does magic now?
Yeah.
Or no?
Pretty much. If he wants to do magic inside of this area, realistically, he would have diplomatic immunity to some degree because he is with Rog. But this would be like somebody saying, "Should I be baptized?"
Obviously, my answer is going to be yes, of course. If you feel that you'll be using magic in the city, it is important that we keep track of what type of magic it is that you're using. I can speak to one of my handmaidens and we can get you involved in the ceremony. And who knows, you might like it, you can learn more about our culture, it'll be great.
He's gonna
Just
make
say the word and I'll make it happen.
He's gonna make eye contact with Say and Duskara again. And then
I was just thinking about that. Could we hear that? Because I
Yeah.
feel like Say and I would share a moment and be like, "Not the handmaiden in our closet."
yeah, you're
Little thing.
you all are close enough. Like, you all are sitting in the same pew, basically.
Right.
I would look over to Ivan and be like, "I promise you, she practices that speech in the mirror."
I do. Every morning. It is a part of my daily routine.
He's gonna Latine's gonna look over at Rog and look at Duntal and then be like, "I think it would be so much fun to be blessed by the Creator."
Wonderful. Turn around and be like, 1, 2, 3. There should be 4 of them. The one I sent to find Say, we'll worry about that later. You, please escort our lovely guest to be a part.
He is going to shoot the biggest shit-eating grin at Rog, Latine, and Nier. I just want you all... Latine is going to shoot the biggest shit-eating grin to Rog, Dune, and Nier. I want you to understand, you fully know he is doing this specifically because now you all cannot get him back on his own.
And I'm gonna look up to Ivan at this point and say, "See, aren't you glad you came along? This is going to be a spectacle."
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about this. I gotta tell you. Say is gonna lean over to Duskara and be like, I don't think that he knows what he's getting into.
No, he doesn't. But it'll be fun to watch the train wreck.
I wonder what kind of magic he does though, because if it's something bad, they're gonna kill him.
Yay.
Whew, this is gonna be fun. Say is gonna like kick back and put her hands behind her head. Very cool. Everybody filters in. Zahir, this is when you'd rock up with Amber Set, and she specifically has this very large earth genasi. Like he looks like he is it's a stone giant, and he has like these two giant like minotaur horns and like this big boar of a face, and he's sitting with them, and he's like got this tiny little pamphlet that he like is trying to read, and he does not read any form of Celestial, but he is like trying to learn Celestial, and so he's sounding words out and sitting behind you, and he is not one of her handmaidens or anything. He is specifically like you there to teach some form of battle, but his is specifically like how to fight in very enclosed areas like tunnels where he's from.
Ah, good sir. I see you're reading this pamphlet. Okay, what does it say?
I am not good at reading Celestial, but I think it says, from what I can tell, this is supposed to be a blessing of the light. Something about sandwiches. I don't really know the rest of this. I know that I would like a sandwich, though, so I'm hoping that that is what it is. The whole ground floor is made of sandstone, which is what he's trying to talk about. But, and, yeah.
Zahir also be like, ah, yes. Does it say what kind of sandwiches? Because there's a great difference in time of day where you have a peanut butter and jelly versus a bologna. Sometimes the fluffer nutter is the best sandwich to go with.
Fuck, they got me. You know, I'm not doing too well. My name is Jock. It is nice to meet you. And he'd put his hand out to shake yours, and his like fingers would like shake your hand.
You'd be like, Jacques, very nice to meet you. I am Zahir.
I like your name.
I like your name. Can I see that pamphlet?
Oh, yes, here, please have it. And he'd give it to you. Yeah, man, can you read Celestial?
No, but I want to try.
Very good. Yeah, let's go. Shit. Investigation or performance, whichever one. Performance is going to be you lying kind of to yourself about what you read. Investigation being like you trying to put words together. Celestial's pretty close to human.
I'm trying to I'm going to investigate.
Okay.
Because Zahir wants to know what's on the pamphlet.
Okay.
We are not starting off battle buddies with lies.
Very
deception.
Good. Very cool.
And it is to say I have a +0 though in investigation. So we got an 11 there.
Cool. So there are easy things to see. The pamphlet is very nicely made. I would think that like Rhea's side of the world made this. They are very perfectly made, like 3 inlaid pamphlets. They are it would have like the wardens and like some pictures that are like very nicely embossed on this thing. It looks like some like person from Hallmark made this like perfectly. Every single one is just like to the T. Now, what it says though, you know what? You have about as good an idea as him. It says something about sand and a blessing, and there's like you picked out the word curse somewhere, but in like, and you have an idea that like it's probably them saying they're going to remove curses, maybe that's what you're hoping for. You really don't know. And then at the very end, there is like this weird, you know how like sometimes you're looking at like religious texts and then out of nowhere something's like super dark picture wise, but it's like, but talked about in like the nicest ways. This is at the end of the pamphlet. And it's really just them saying that like, if they find that somebody is using magic from Entropy's domain, they are immediately put to death. And it is a wonderful ceremony. And because nobody wants those people here, but it's talked about in this very nice way.
But because of battles, wouldn't I know at least that portion?
You would
Because I
understand
know
that they
things
are
around-
talking about demons, demonic energy, chaos magic, entropy. Those areas you would kind of get, but you would also know that it's talked about in a very flowery, very uplifting way of, we're putting these people to death because we're doing a service to the world.
Ah, yes. I see now. We're discussing the breaking of curses and the blessing of sandwiches. What a glorious ceremony that this shall be. And, I see at the end here. Good. I'm glad no demonic energy is allowed in this place. I knew I picked my summons well.
Say is gonna look
we
at
don't like that.
Say is gonna look at Dusk and be like, and really under her breath, just to you, like, you two have like this language and only you two understand. It's kind of like the idea of thieves can't, but like it's definitely just you two speaking whatever bullshit language y'all made up. And she's gonna be like, I don't know where they're getting sandwiches from, but if there are sandwiches during this ceremony, I'm gonna be a lot more happy about it.
I feel like hearing sandwiches, Rhea would be like, I thought about this. And she would reach into her bag and pull out, I brought several translated pamphlets in case anybody would like one that would be easier for y'all to understand.
Can I hear this?
Probably. Morgan, are you muted?
I am muted.
Okay.
There was traffic going on, and so I muted myself.
Very
so
cool.
you
Very
guys
cool.
can
I just want to
hear
make sure we're good.
it. Yeah, you're good.
Go ahead. You two do this thing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna be like, oh yes, please, one common tongue pamphlet.
Of course.
She would go to Jacques, her new friend, and be like, and for you, good sir, what language do you prefer?
Mostly I speak primordial or human.
Great. Thought of that too.
Primordial, please. Thank you.
One of
Thank
every
you.
kind.
Wonderful. Amber. Pamphlet?
Oh, no, I've watched so many of these. Thank you though.
Oh, okay. Anyone else? We're taking pamphlet orders here,
I
and
think-
hopefully sandwiches later.
Rock will lean over to Dune and be like, maybe we should read the thing.
Yes, everyone take one. I have a collection of a pamphlet from every ceremony that we've ever done on a board on my wall. It's a great collection piece.
Do you think that and he's gonna say this to Dune. He's gonna say, do you think that when this is over, you can help Nier make sure that Latine comes back to wherever the hell we are?
Of course.
All right.
For now, Dune not the best at reading, but Dune will do best to learn of this.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're in.
I'm not the best at reading either. It's not really
I
required.
have one with pictures.
Yeah, they both like put their hand up. Great pictures.
Scrap with that myself.
I like hieroglyphics. It's kind of like.
Many thanks.
Of course.
Just going to be
Awesome.
like, oh, and enjoy the sandwiches after.
Say is gonna watch all this happen and be like, Rhea thinks of too many things.
Better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, like I always say.
You
Right.
say a lot.
Okay.
And all is important.
Let's see. And let's break for a second. What's going on, everybody? This is Waywatcher here. Today, our stream is brought to you by Cards and Castles 2. Really excited to be able to show off this game. You're going to be jumping into it pretty new with me. I'm somebody who really loves card games, really loves strategy games, and this is a really great mix of both. It's brand new. You should get on Steam and go ahead and download it and give it a try. It's completely free at the moment, so there's no reason not to. The artwork for it is real, kind of like cartoony and goofy, but like still really good. Like you can see it on the screen. It's really well drawn, which is really fun. It's got this like sketch, kind of like sketchbook style that I'm really enjoying. The game, I played through the tutorial and looked at some stuff just to mess around with it, so I got an idea of how to play. I'm really excited. I think what we're going to do is pilot some of the pre-made decks, or one of the pre-made decks today. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll hit play. Maybe we'll do a quick match. We'll pick one of the pre-made decks. I haven't tried many. Let's do this one. Here we go. This is the opening hand. You can see there, things cost 3 gold each. You get a gold per turn. They all have stuff to do. I think we can replace one if we wanted to. Let's go ahead and... So these come with draw cards, so that's nice. Let's replace this guy. More draw cards. That's cool. Oh, nice. War Cry. So as you see, we have a board. The goal is to destroy their castle. Let's see, we can't do anything this turn, so I think we'll make a peasant. We'll have the peasants go after the supply depots. Let's go ahead and summon the 4/4. He drew us a card. Can't do anything. You will go after this. Bop. End our turn. As I say, the opponent has to do something this turn. Okay, our turn. That's fine, that's fine. I think we got this. Deal 3 damage to 2 different targets. Definitely. This one and this one. Boom. Attack. 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 We got this in the bag. Definitely have this in the bag. Draw a card. Unit cost 1 or less on the battlefield. Definitely. Owl. We still have 3. And let's go ahead and throw another one of these guys down. Draw on the card. Which is another owl. Everybody attack your target, please. And we'll end our turn. Lots of draw cards in this deck. I wonder how that is balanced, honestly. Ooh, I really would like to do that. I want to see the dragon. Okay, trap set, that's cool. Nice. Uh-oh. Look at that dude. That's fun. A little bit too late though. I'm gonna get him. Oh no. Uh-oh. We win though. Nice, nice. Alright, so I mean that was fun, man. Like stuff like this game just has some thoughts to it. I think that there still needs to be some balancing maybe, but I mean we're also wood rank, so gosh knows. Let's try a different deck. Quick match. Let's look at Night of the Dead. Ooh, got Grave Knight off the bat. Well, we don't need the Grave Knight. Of course, we would draw the Reaper. Let's look at that. Wait, no, what? Where'd it go? Okay, well, go doggy. What does he got? +2 attack if a spell card is placed. Oh man, that's a good card. Let's see here. Alright, let's give him Frostbite. So Frostbite means he can't do anything on his turn. We'll end our turn. They drew 2 cards. Great. So there's a lot of draw cards in this game. That's what it seems like, at least. Give one of your units +1/+1 or summon a random 2-cost unit. Let's buff our puppy. Let's go ahead and attack you. Get rid of that. And then the puppy can hit this guy. Let's go. End turn. Heck yeah. Armored, huh? Okay. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Even through your armor. Ooh. That was good. What's this? Oh, I don't know. Okay, summon a random 3-cost unit. Destroy a tombstone and add 2 random skeletons to your hand. Give all enemy units special. Then the dog could kill it. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, alright, alright. This is working, this is working. Fire Drake. Oh no, it's not working. Alright. We're almost there though. Oh, we got a Phantom. War Cry. Okay. Does it kill it? So my... Okay, great. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. You... Yes! That's what I wanted. Clear the board. Let's throw down Grave Knight this turn, shall we? And let's also get rid of some tombstones. Man, I thought that was Lieutenant Joffrey. I was like, look, guys, this is the wrong name. That's cool. I'm about to use these tombstones. Let's go, peasant. You know, this music really grows on you too. I really like. I'm kind of enjoying it. We're at 9. We're summoning this dragon though. I have to tell you. I've been everything, frostbite everything, then add 2 frost cards here. Okay, so this, if we're gonna frostbite everything, we're killing these things first. Let's go ahead and how cool. Next we'll do the skeleton mage, get rid of some of these tombstones. Going. Lava giant. How fun. Oh, strength of will. Oh, okay. You. Very cool. Do I have... These entomb things get in the way, let me tell you. Which I guess is something I gotta think about. Or at least something I should have thought about. There we go. Let's put Phantom Horse down there. Baptism of Fire? What a cool card name. Okay, raise zombies from 3 random tombs. Yeah, we can do that. Great, great, great. Great, great, great. That's the win. There it goes. Ah, the zombie horde has won. Okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So I'm getting a cool idea of what we can do. I'm getting a pretty cool idea of what we can do. Let's try another one. Let's try another random deck here. Quick match. Let's use I'm so partial to the Vikings. I don't want to just jump into that no matter what. Let's tricks and traps. Let's see what that could be, because we haven't really used a lot of trap cards. Let's see here. I love the Triceratops. It's cool. Alright, so we're definitely going to keep this card. Give a random unit in your hand. That's a great card. So if we can make Sensei hit Snowy Owl, that's great. So let's get rid of the Triceratops. Yeah, this is about to be a good... This is a great little setup we got going on. Alright, Sensei, let's go. Hit Snowy Owl. Okay. When an enemy unit tries to attack another unit, it is instantly destroyed. Whoa, whoa, that's a good card. Okay, and they're gonna play ramp. Okay, okay. We definitely gotta get rid of that dragon egg. Let's do another Snowy Owl. That'll give us a card. killer monkey. Great. Okay. Alright. Okay. Egg into Drake as a guardian. That's pretty cool. I like that. We gotta get this killer monkey behind something. Never mind. Whoa. Uh-oh. Look at these little things. These little things are annoying, man. We'll get rid of that right now, though. We'll manticore it. Oh, look at the manticore guy. I love this guy. He's so cool looking. Okay, here we are. We're at 5. I think we're gonna go one more turn before we really get going here. We're gonna throw him down here. We're gonna throw our trap down. Okay. I like these Salahar riders. They're cool. Is that what they're called? Salahar? Yeah. Salahar rider is a good card. I would put that in my deck. Resurrection? Oh no. Oh man, this is about to get intense. Alright, so we'll okay. We're going to Door the Mithril. And then we are going to multi-strike. And this guy is gonna kill a parrot. Alright. Uh-oh, I think we are getting overwhelmed a little bit. Get rid of that. Okay, so the Manticore should have gone here, because then it guards all this. Interesting to know. Uh-oh. Very cool. Whew. See if we can turn this around. Maybe? Oof. Okay, okay. Alright, we're starting to turn around, maybe. The problem is they got ahead of us. Okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go. I should have done that differently, now that I think about it, but that's okay. What? Wow. That was ridiculous. Well, alright. If that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. Let's go ahead and frostbite you. There we go. That was unfortunate. Okay. All right. This is actually a pretty hard one. Oh no! That is not what we wanted. Am I gonna run out of cards? 4 in my hand, 4 in my deck remaining, 10 in his deck. What the heck? I'm gonna draw through my deck. I'm gonna lose. Nope, I lost right there. Man, first defeat. Wow, that was good. That ramp really made a difference. That's interesting to know. So now we know if we can build a ramp deck. That'd be interesting. Anyway, I hope you all go ahead and check this game out. Again, Cards and Castles 2, if you haven't. So everybody is now sitting around. You'd watch as Belzoth enters, and the wardens all whisper to each other. The wardens, by the way, the Wardens of Light are all human. There's 3 main ones. They are very dark-skinned with these very deep eyes that even with their cloaks up and stuff, you can kind of see them almost linger as they look at things. And as they move to talk, it almost leaves this tracer. But the tracer it leaves isn't this bright light. It's almost like it moves a little bit slower than it should. So the eyes catch up with the person. And it's only because the way they move is almost I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever been this drunk like I have, but it's kind of like that clip art vision you get when you're hungover or drunk, where you're know that things are happening in the right order, but for some reason it's part of the image is catching up to itself. That's the best version of how to describe this I know. But I hope we all get what I mean. But it only applies to their eyes specifically, and it's because they have a special form of sight that was bestowed upon them by the creator at their level, where for whatever reason it's said that they can see through deception. It's almost like they can see truths that are being spoken or told, even if you are lying with your body language. They are supposed to be able to see through it. It's something specifically only they can do for whatever reason. Ray, I'm sure that would make you feel just wonderful to know. But
the creator does what the creator does. I don't have any control over it.
And they are whispering to one another as Belzoth takes the main podium. Behind him, almost above a level, above everybody, you would all be able to see these cloaked figures. This is the council, the High Council of Light, probably the only Angelicans that you would consider above Rhea to some degree. These would be the people that you report to, Rhea, for all things outside of Belzoth. Belzoth, you don't have to report to anybody. That is your charge specifically given to you by the creator. But for every other thing, any law broken, any change that needs to be made about any of the other charges, any of the other royals, you would report to this branch of the creator's hand. And these are the higher Angelicans. These are the people that are maybe even higher than the royals, depending on what you are talking about. They also come with a very imposing presence. And it's almost like they are moving in and out. Like, they're not standing at one podium. This isn't like a big communion of watching. But because Belzoth is doing something for the very first time, something specifically he was given permission to do against the wishes of the wardens, they've decided to come and watch and to take notice. Belzoth. Down below now, we would see a handful of hopeful mages and wizards and a couple people ready to do magic, and then Latine just in the middle of the whole crowd, looking up, big grin on his face, just look ready in his little bright yellow, now very clean because of the prestidigitation of cloak that he's got on, and him holding this giant orb of crackling lightning, and tossing it back and forth in his hands like a fucking baseball. And just looking up like, I can do fucking magic, motherfuckers. Like, and he would make sure to make eye contact with Duskara and give one of those little winks to them from the side. And his grin would then become very serious as he grabbed the lightning and like shattered it. And you'd watch it almost like a battery powering down as the lightning rips through his arm and like kind of gives him a little bit of a glow, so you can tell it's him amongst the crowd. And Belzoth ignoring everything going on down there with his in his mind, his very cool robes and his little half mask on. I'm really glad that everybody showed up on time. And I'm honored to have my kin with me. Brothers, sisters. Shit. Okay. And everybody else. And he would take the podium, his voice like rumbling and rolling over everybody like a tide. People would stop whispering. The whole place would get silent other than him. This is a ceremony that, although annual, is important to our people because it allows the creator to bless each and every magic user with grace and eloquence and guidance. And he would go on and talk through this whole like 25-minute long speech about how wonderful this is and how great of a blessing this is for everybody. And he would look down and say, could each of you please give me your name and I will record it in the book. And you'd watch as this giant illuminating book appears behind him. It's this, and this is like the size of the wall as it opens, and it's all illusionary script. And he like would touch one of the pages and it would and like light up with all of this like blue and bright magic, and the light would be so, it would be hard to look at him. It'd be like looking into the sun. But the only way you can look up is to gaze on Belzoth himself, because he is the shadow that's cast down now upon them. The first one would come up. My name is Briar Cobalt, and I am one of the creators, many that was blessed with the ability to move the earth. And he would hold up some of the earth, some of like the ground he has, and it would like form up into like a sandcastle and then like disappear, and then like just literally like change into these little whirling balls and stuff. And it's like this kid trying to show off, kind of. Some people would clap, a little thing. He would write the name. The name would appear behind it. The next person gets up, does the same thing. Most of these are farmers, so being able to move earth is kind of the common thing to do. The one before Latine would stand up, and she would say, I'm one of the humans from below, but I've come to live here. I don't do regular magic, but I can make sure you can hear me in your head very well, and I can also do other things, but nothing I can really show off. I'm told it was a blessing, though, and the Creator has done many good things for my family, so I thought that I would try and do good things here. And Belzoct would lean down. And it's weird, because Belzoct is like a floor above everybody, but as he leans, it almost like his presence comes in as his wings open up and makes more of this like light push forward. And he would say, I'm sure you will do wonderful things. For as long as you do things in the Creator's name, they can only find where they're supposed to be. And something about her would almost feel brighter, and it would almost feel like her cheeks flush a little bit. Belzoct, as young as he acts, is actually fairly attractively in his early 20s, looking-wise. And a sight to behold for most people. So she would get flushed and kind of sit down. And then Latine, still kind of like staring up at Say, would not realize it's his turn to go. And he's like attempting to have this full-on conversation with Say through eye contact. And one of the people would lean over and go, I think it's your turn to go. Everybody's been staring at you for a good minute and a half. And Latine would be like, oh! And he'd stand up and go, my name is Latine. I don't have another name. Shit. I do all kinds of magic. I don't know about these people. I'm only here because, frankly, I can do glorious things, and I'm not one of the creators. But look at this! And he'll go to hit the floor, and as he hits the floor, the whole thing will erupt, and it'll bring him up to Belzoc's level. And he'll sit in eye contact, and he'll lean in, and he'll say, put my name in the book. And Belzoct will, without losing a step or being flustered, say, you have wonderful things. These are great gifts. Of course they're from the Creator. And the floor will fall and almost disintegrate from under him. And Latine will fall and sit Indian style, hurting his tailbone as he hits the ground. And Belzoct will be holding part of the floor that he now pulled out of transmutation out from under the kid. Of course. And as he goes and he starts to put the name in the book, it starts to write Latine. And normally this is where the book closes. But there's no last name. And you're supposed to have two names to this. So Belzoct leans down and goes, I need your surname. And Latine says, I don't have one. I've never had one. I'm an orphan. I put Rog. Yes. And he'd look up to Duantal and Rog. Yes. I think it would be an honor to take his name. And Rog would shake his head. And Belzoct would shrug. And Latine Rog will be written up there. And it'll sear into it a little bit red. And the book will start to close. And Belzoct would say, wonderful. Now for the blessing. And he would lift his hands. And all the skin around his eyes will start to crack, and there will be this giant fiery explosion for a moment. Everything's off. this is wrong. This large explosion. I need everybody to please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
You can't keep your kid under control.
We got a 17.
Looking for.
I totally got a nat 20.
Okay, you're good.
Rhea is so thrown by all of this that she rolled a 4.
I got a 14, but it says that I have +3 on saves, so it's a 17. It doesn't stipulate which saves, it says all saves.
That's fine.
So I have 17.
Okay, so if you got a 19 or above, you will have this. Otherwise, you'll take 25 fire damage as you get pushed backwards into the from this giant. It's like a fireball just exploding outwards and clearing out like just the area. You'd watch as he starts to like cough, and Belzak like looks around and like you can tell he's confused, like he doesn't know what happened. His all of his like his eyes are glowing blue. All of the skin around him is like broken and cracked, and he would like look around, very confused. At the bottom, Latine is holding the one woman that spoke up that she can talk in people's heads or whatever, and he's got a shield up, and the shield broke the fire over top of them, and he would be looking up at Duntal and Rog. Duntal, please roll insight, and also the rest of you can roll perception if you would be looking around in the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
An 18 from Dune, Chief.
Okay. Dune, you on an 18, you would at least get the feeling that Latine looks as surprised as the rest of everybody else. It's also the first time you've ever seen him use shield as a magic spell. So it must have been a surprise enough that he would do something that he was trying to hide. We'll put it that way. Who got what perception roll?
Discara got a 22 on perception.
Okay.
I only got a 7.
You're too focused on Belzak and what's going on with him. You would know, though, that this is a problem for what just happened. One, this is magic that shouldn't have been cast. And two, it looks like Belzak just did it. Zahir, what'd you get?
I got a 15, but I was wondering, because I have alert, would I have enough to put up my shield at least to try and like break some of the?
That is up to.
Not like a shield spell, like a physical shield.
Yeah.
I go, woof.
I will say that I will leave that up to you. If that's up to you, your decision. If you feel that you would have been ready for something like this anyway, you can remove 3 damage from the fire with your shield if you'd like.
I would say so.
Okay.
Trying to
that's
shield a little bit of amber as well.
Okay.
Zahir is always ready for something to happen.
So you chose to
Zahir
shield
is
some
looking
of
around.
you chose to shield some of Amber too, like how Latine is shielding this random chick.
Yeah, like it's a shift and a
I think Amber would almost like lean in and hold your shield up, like almost like with you, but like her shield casted as well, so you can have the damage.
Okay.
And Amber would say, "Thanks. I don't think that was my brother, though. I don't think Belzak can cast that kind of magic." You said you got a 22, Dusk?
Yes.
Great. What did you get, Zahir?
My perception check was a 7.
Great. Cool. On a 7, I will say that you notice that Ivan is not sitting next to you. because that is very obvious.
Now, would I, seeing as my whole point was to keep an eye on Ivan, did he disappear during the explosion? Because I don't know how he would have got away from me before that.
I think that what would have happened is as the fire pushed over, Ivan is now a couple seats back.
Okay, so I'm going to look around, and once I lock where Ivan is, I'm going to hop up over the seat and jump back to him, and just be like, tap him on the face, and just be like, all right, up and at him.
Well, okay, so on a 22 dusk, you would notice with Say that Ivan is also laughing as the explosion kind of happens, and as Zahir starts to jump back to him, he does the little feign I'm out thing. But you would clock it that Ivan definitely was the cause of whatever just went on. And he's got this huge shit-eating grin on his face. But he feigns death, I guess is the best way to put it, as you tap him and he does the thing where he wakes up and he's like, no, I'm good. Are you okay?
What did you have to do with this?
I don't know what you mean. If you'd like to roll perception against my deception, I will happily take. Okay. Yeah, let's go. You're looking for a 17.
Deception? Probably.
It was about to be a 23, and it rolled over to a nat 1.
Ah, fantastic. You know he did it. You don't know how to prove it though.
So in all this chaos, can Say and I just like disappear?
Yeah.
Leave?
Sounds great to me. I think Say would go ahead. Explain. Pull Say or tell Say how you want to get away.
Right. I feel like I would just like tug her and like look at her, like, because we have that understanding, and be like, it's now type of conversation. And then I would cast maybe like disguise magic or something, or
disguise self
rather, and sneak out as like one of the normal people that just happen to be here.
Say is
like I'm running from the chaos.
I think Say is gonna stop for a second and be like, do you think we should invite our new friend?
Yes.
She'll laugh, and while you all disguise self, she's going to touch one of the guards running inwards, and his shoulder is gonna light up, and there's gonna be a bright like shattering light from his shoulder. Doesn't hurt anybody, it just blinds everybody. And during that time, she's going to grab Latine and cast greater invisibility on the three of you, and you guys will take off. Dune.
Can Dune do something before they get there?
Yes. What would you like to do?
I'd say that Dune would, like right after the explosion, would probably run in to try to protect Latine. But to get there a little faster, I'd like to cast Misty Step.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you appear next to Latine as she's going to grab him. I think Say would like look at you and be like, "Just you should let him come with us." I'll keep him safe.
Commander would be disappointed, so no.
Dusk is gonna cast like Earth Tremor, since we're already in chaos. Like, what's a little bit of a tremor?
Oh my god!
Nobody would know, to give a little bit of distance between Duntal and
Say is gonna look at Latine and shrug and be like, "Sorry," and then she's gonna turn invisible with you, and you two are gonna get away and leave Latine.
Okay.
And Latine's gonna be sitting there like, "Fuck, man."
I would like to put him on my shoulders.
That's fine. He's not gonna fight you. He knows that he's not supposed to. He will.
Back to Rog we go.
he'll sigh and be like, man, you should have let me go with those pretty girls.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Seen better days, but also seen worse.
Yeah, I know we've seen worse. Rog's okay though. I don't feel like that blast was hard enough to hurt anybody, really. Was just surprising.
Quick thinking on the shield there.
Oh, thanks, man. Latine's gonna kind of lean in and sit with Dune as they both get back up to Rog, and he's like, he got me. During this time, Rhea, Belzoc is reeling from this moment. The wardens are coming in and casting spells and mending and also healing some people, and you can overhear some of them being like, I knew a child shouldn't have been doing this. They are just saying harsh shit at this point.
I feel like her first, of course, instinct would be to make sure Belzoc was okay. I know this wasn't you, right? This wasn't you.
I didn't do this. I was just closing the book. I mean, I did the thing where I pulled I did pull the ground out from under the yellow child.
It was so cool. So cool.
Right. And he's gonna start to touch his face and realize that he's all cracked up, and he's gonna start pushing his skin back together.
It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna figure out what happened here. I'm not trying to make any quick judgments, but I feel like maybe your siblings had something to do with this, but we're gonna find out. Can't believe they would ruin your ceremony like this.
Right before anything else happens, he's gonna look at you and go, "Where's my mask?" And it's not around. His half mask is gone.
Maybe. Oh.
And then before anything else can really get going, the wardens are gonna say, the highest warden, the bishop, if you will, or whatever. He's gonna say, "Excuse me, I think maybe you should take Belzoc back to his room, clean him up, and then I'm going to say that the council's going to want to talk to everybody."
Of course. Absolutely.
And he's going to put his hand on Belzoc's back and be like, "It was a good try. Maybe next time you can have assistants with you."
I feel that there were other things at play during this, and we will get to the bottom of it. I can assure you.
We will get to the bottom of what is going on. You are right. Rog is going to look at Dune, and he's going to be like, "Good job." And he's going to look at Latanya and be like, "You don't need to be running off right now. Obviously, they are the culprits of what happened."
Everyone is all right. That is the main concern. Perhaps we should take a step back and visit the town while the others regroup.
Yeah, let them deal with their own family drama. We're here. We can go talk to the townsfolk and then come back. That's a good idea. Let's go. And they will exit as well. I think for a moment, Zahir, Rog is going to walk past you. Please roll perception or investigation. I think it's going to be perception. Roll perception. And it's a pretty high DC, honestly.
Okay.
11.
Cool. You wouldn't be but to help to look at Rog. Rog is a conqueror that is well known on this continent. Continents on this planet are vastly huge. These are These are the size of planets, these continents. So for you, somebody from the far south, to hear of a conqueror is from the north is kind of almost unheard of up until this person. So as Rog would pass, you being somebody who is battle forged, battle hardened, would kind of want to size him up at very least. He has the scars that you'd imagine. He's got a broken tusk. He's got a broken like tusk where his mouth should be. You can see that like at one point his nose was split. Like this is somebody who the idea that might is right is definitely what is keeping him and his army together. But there's also like a softness about him. This like almost like this like very delicate hand of like how he moves. It's grace. There's this gracefulness about his movement that almost is scary a little bit. And on 11, you don't catch anything else. But you sizing him up, you would get that this is a presence. This is an imposing presence. And but also on an 11, you would know that there's something wrong about it. And you can't place what it is.
I feel like there would... He's just gonna kind of size him up.
Right.
Don't really say anything. Just look and observe, not really being subtle about it.
Yeah.
Just taking notes of the scars and mental aware and understanding, being like something's off.
Right.
It is something is not placed right within this being.
Yeah, there's definitely something different or wrong about this moment, especially from what you've heard. And although some of the things that are said about him are this like, you know, it's like playing telephone where you're hearing like a different story, and stories are embellished. Even embellished, there's something you would never even take things with a grain of sand. You are very literal with the way you do things. And there's still something wrong with everything about this. That being said, Rog, Duntal, Nier meets you at the door. Rog looks to Nier and says, take the boy and maybe, I don't know. Just go ahead. Latine. Latine would look over and go, yeah. Go ahead and, go have fun. But come back at night. We will meet back here at night. Yes? Nier will follow you and trail you. I think Duntal and I will go drinking and meeting locals the way we do. And Latine's going to look around and go, I can go. And
I will find you if you don't come back.
All right. Great. I will see y'all tonight. And he's going to start stepping away. And then as he turns, invisibility and gone. And Nier is going to be like, he's so bad at that. And just walk with him while he's invisible. Just eyes watching this invisible child run away. Cool. Let's go to Ivan and Zahir. Ivan is starting to walk away. And you guys are gonna get to the door. Like after Rhea and Belzoct leave, after these guys exit, Ivan is not the last one out, but he's attempting to go out like one of the doors that not a lot of them are leaving through. You're following him. You completely understand that he did this. Like, you know he did this. You have no idea how. You don't know when he could have. Your job is to watch him, so you know a lot of his things. as you guys are hitting the door, a taller Angelican is standing there. And he's just got this straight face on. He's got long, like, bluish hair. It comes down to, like, his shoulders. Kind of like pinched ears. Like, you can tell he's like, although he's Angelican, he's one that was made from the same cloth that elves were made from. And he's standing. He's got this bright, like, blue silver armor on. His cloak is very long, and he's sneering, waiting for you two. And he's gonna go, Ivan, everybody saw you from up top. Zahir, I think you did a good job of what you were supposed to be doing. But we all know that, Ivan, you did this. And Ivan's gonna put his hands up and go, Levy, I don't know what you mean, man. I definitely had nothing to do with this. As he says that, the walls are going to light up and the ruins are going to go, and Zone of Truth is going to kind of shatter, because Ivan can lie through Zone of Truth, but it still breaks it as it does it, which means they know he's lying.
Dishonesty doesn't suit you, Ivan.
Dishonesty is half of what is suited on me. Look, Leviathan, and he's gonna put his hand on the Angelican's shoulder, and he's gonna look him in the eye and try and cast command. And he's gonna say, "You're really tired. Sleep." And it's not gonna work, because Leviathan is much more powerful than Ivan.
And seeing this happen, Ivan's gonna take his long staff and kind of like give him a light little tap on the head, just like, "What are you doing?"
Damn it. He's gonna look back at you and be like, "Man, I thought I was good. I thought I was better than that now." Oof. All right. Yeah, I did it, man. What now? And Ivan's gonna like step back, and Leviathan's gonna say, "When the council brings you all together, you know you're going to be punished for this. UN say." And Ivan's gonna look around a little bit confused, and then be like, "Yeah, whatever the fuck she did too. She definitely deserves it." And he's gonna look at you, and Leviathan's gonna say, "Zahir, make sure that he comes when summoned in a bit. We have to clean up here, and then we are supposed to have peace talks with the Conqueror from the North, and then after that, I guess we need to do this issue that we have here."
I'll nod and just kind of look up towards Ivan and be like, "We will be there."
Ivan will sneer, and as you all walk past, he's gonna look down at you and be like, I really didn't think they'd catch me, man. You didn't catch me. I did pretty good that time."
Even without me catching you, I still immediately knew it was you.
I mean, how could you not?
But that's exactly the point, Ivan. I don't care if you mess with your brother, but when you mess with them in such a blatant way, it makes yourself and me look bad. You have way more capability, and you could have been much more discreet about messing with your brother. If you're going to make an enemy out of somebody, do it tactfully. Just blowing up a room full of people gets you nowhere.
It was funny,
It
though.
just makes you look like a child, which is one of the things I happen to know that you hate.
Yeah. All right. Well then show me a better way.
That requires you to listen. As much as I disapprove of some of her methods, notice Dusk and say, while I don't know what part they had to play in this, it's not immediately obvious what their part was. And while it's not unheard of to assume that they were involved, instead of drawing attention to themselves, as soon as everything went off, they took advantage and disappeared. That is how you make a statement without drawing attention to yourself. Now this is something we're going to have to deal with. I'm going to have to bow and scrape. You're going to pretend to be sorry, and we're going to put up with whatever punishment the wardens put in front of us to appease those. That way they will leave us alone. I don't care about your sibling rivalry. It is my job to make you into the best version of yourself you can be. And that means not being sloppy. I will help you with whatever it is you want to do, but you will be the best at it. And you will not make foolish mistakes like this one.
Ivan thinks on it for a minute. All right. Yeah. All right. I agree. We're not going to make foolish mistakes anymore. And he's going to smile. And you guys will walk down the hall to his room.
As we're walking, I'm going to reset. I'm going to be. I'll let Ivan lead, but as we go, I'll be resetting and dropping alarm spells down every main corridor.
Okay. Very good. Awesome. Belzocht's room. Belzocht is just throwing, not a tantrum, but like breaking shit and like being angry, but also like the center of his anger isn't that he fucked up the whole thing. It's that he doesn't know where his mask is, because the mask is very special to him, because he made it from some of the armor that the creator was wearing during that first war. It's his sentimental piece of something that came off of the deity itself when, I mean, you were there for what happened and when time started. So this is something that was very personal to him. You've seen the creator more times than he has even. So this is something he's just losing it over, that he wasn't allowed to stay and look. He was ushered away. Whatever happened to it had to have happened in a flash. For him to not know what happened to it is even more like harsh and insane. Like he is just like, he's losing it. I mean, he's lit his bed on fire with just like fucking sheer like energy of like light. He's like broken like a wall at this point, so now there's like another terrace to the like side. This is like this is somebody of raw power throwing the largest like anger storm you could imagine.
Knowing all of this, I mean, my first instinct would to have been, whichever handmaidens I still have available, find that mask like your life depends on it. I want you searching every area where we just were to locate that. It's the most important thing you need to be doing right now. Understand?
The three of them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, great.
Whew, and they poof, and in like a cloud of light particles just dissipate.
And then try to calm Belzocht. Just, Belzocht, I've sent them to look for your mask. We are going to find it. Trust me. Have I not always looked out for you and have done what is in your best interest? I will find this for you. It's going to be okay.
He's gonna like
always
sit.
got your back.
He's gonna like sit on this like destroyed pile of bed and like liquid concrete from his little viewing glass thing, and he's gonna look at you and he's gonna say, Let's just go ask Ivan where it is.
Yes, I really feel like he did have something to do with this. That's probably the best idea.
Right. I mean, he'd give it back to me, though. Like...
Sure. Yes. Let's hope so.
Good face. He's gonna like talk to himself and calm himself down.
Hey, I am very proud of you. You did a very good job. No one was expecting that he was going to try to pull something like this. You handled yourself very well.
I thought I gave the speech well.
You did phenomenal.
And everybody was there, and it seemed like people enjoyed it. I think I did better than the wardens did. The wardens are so stuffy and boring.
Don't say that I said this, but yes, they are. You did fantastic.
Okay. Should I go and talk to Ivan, or should we both?
Let's go together. There's no telling what your brother has up his sleeve. We'll get this figured out.
Okay.
Good.
Doontal and Rog, you guys get to the closest bar. It's a large tavern. You guys get inside. Like, as you enter inside, you can't help but see that Dusk and Say are standing up on the main stage, and they're both singing and like sitting there drinking together and just screaming a song that they're not singing well at all. They're just screaming a song. The louder they can be, the better they sing, right? But that being said, the whole place is done drunk. Like in the 45 minutes since this explosion, somehow Say and Dusk have gotten all of these people so drunk that they're not even giving each other like drinks anymore. The bartender's asleep on the floor. Say is getting her own drinks from behind the bar. Like, this place is a madhouse at this point.
Yes. Gonna just have a whip of like plants, and like all the plants in the bar are like just moving.
Yes.
And then like she's making them grow, and so like there's like all these dancing vines everywhere.
Right. As Rog's gonna look around and go, I don't think this is how taverns normally work.
It's a good place to start, though.
Right.
And,
all right. You'll look over, and Latine is also sitting at the front of the table clapping for them, and he's gonna be like, all right, yeah, it's a fine place to start, I guess. Near is nowhere to be found, by the way. So that would tickle your notion that, like, why is Near not with Latine?
Soon we'll start by, if the bartender is asleep, you'll just go over, grab a few empty cups, and fill up 4 more drinks, and bring it over to usher Rog over to come and sit in front of Dusk and Say.
Nice. Yeah, no, Latine is gonna look at you guys and be like, yeah, why are you here? You said I could do this by myself. What? All right, whatever. Y'all.
I'm gonna remember him though, because he was the one who prevented the time from coming with us the first time.
Right.
And she wants to look over like she's drunk with her cup and be like, "See, you knew you wanted to join us anyway."
Rog is gonna drink. It's actually pretty good. So Rog's like, "Oh well, all right, well, yeah, we can stay here." Keep drinking. That being said, Say is going to jump to the table that these people that you all sat at, and make sure that there is space between you all and Latine. And she's gonna look and go. We already put the blue the blue dragon guy to sleep. He's out back. But enjoy. This is my bar for the night.
Okay.
Do you sing? You want to sing?
for
And she's
that.
gonna try and get Doontal to come up and sing with them.
Okay.
She gets way overly excited at this. And I'll roll performance, you roll performance, we'll take the average of it, you two.
Heck yeah.
And me? All right, let's go. Performance, guys. Fuck. Say got a 13.
I got a 2.
Dust got a nat 20.
Nice. Did you say you got a 2?
I got a 2.
Nice. 13, a 2, and a nat 20.
Okay,
Dusk is...
But, like, if we're drunk, right, like, it's effectively inverted. So, like, the lower the roll, the better.
It's a good point.
I would say that everybody does a good job. Dusk is definitely carrying the performance, though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the plants and Dusk are voguing. I think Say would just be like dancing around like she's. I mean, let's be real. Say is just some white chick listening to unicorn music. So she's not on any beat whatsoever. She's just manic pixie dream girl running around the stage being insane, casting like color spray on people as she goes. People are like getting drunker as they watch her because again, color spray. She's not actually putting them to sleep, but just definitely getting them way too drunk. Yeah, it's a good time though. That being said, you have some time to talk to people if you'd like, dude.
I guess I'll start with Say and Dusk. Dune's gonna say, "Oh, why? You all seem different from the other royals. Why do you stay here?"
Stay? Oh, I don't have a choice. If I did, I would not be here.
And we're awesome.
Oh, of course.
And like Dust is gonna like pass him another drink. Like, this is not a talking moment.
As you guys begin to talk, Say is going to kind of linger off with Latine and dance around with him, and he is just. It's just everything he wanted out of the day.
Good for friend Latine. But what does friend mean by can't leave? Are friends not free to wander the earth?
Dusk, you would know that realistically the royals, although they do have a lot of power, they are definitely chained to this area. They are not supposed to leave. They're very much not imprisoned, but because of who they are, they're not supposed to ever leave this area unless they're going to go higher. They are being specifically groomed for a very specific tasks, and that is to lead the Creator's army and do all that whole stuff.
Right. Dusk, after sort of watching Say walk away, and she would smile, it's kind of like she's having fun, and she would look back over at Duntal and be like, well, everyone's soul roams.
Wise words. Duntal will remember this. And understanding that he's probably not going to get a whole lot more out of these two in regards to his quest from the commander. Who else is in the bar?
A lot of random people. I think that you would see a couple of like the town guards. Like they're not Angelicans, but they are like, you could tell they're guards. And one of the wardens is actually there too. He is still in his vestments, but he is like not drunk, but he's pretty lit, and he's kind of sitting in the corner doing his thing, like watching and being like, man, that was fucking crazy.
Alright, well, Duntal is going to fill up a few more cups and bring him over to the guards and sit down.
Nice. Yeah, the guards welcome you, even though a lot of them are fairly weary of you at the same time. Like they welcome you because everybody's kind of drunk and inebriated, but also you are not I mean, you're a half orc, so they're kind of like, you're really not one of us, and we have to keep our eye on you, type of thing.
Dune is used to this. A little bit.
Welcome. Hey, drinks, yeah, thanks. And they gotta go drink.
Greetings, friends. Thank you for having our group here. Friends were at the ceremony before, and Duntal would like to know what seemed to happen there. There was much confusion.
The more talkative one, man, that angel kid, Belzak, blessed be his name. He fucked up. That shit's gonna be funny, and he's gonna start drinking. Say's brother is in trouble. That's what happened. And then everybody's gonna like look over at Say and kind of clap for a bit because everybody loves her. She's a person of the people.
Play queen. So why do friends stay here? Is not risky with ceremonies of explosions.
I mean that doesn't really happen normally. I mean really. So I'm from the West, but this is the safest area in this place. There used to be, I mean my home was originally run over by Entropy's demons. So when we moved here, and I wanted to keep people safe, so I enforce the creator's law. And he kind of like goes to like scratch his face a little bit as he says it. Roll insight.
Love to. 14.
He definitely says the creator's law, but is kind of shaky on that. You'd get a feeling that he probably doesn't believe his words, but he definitely feels safe here.
Of course. And Duntal, forget introductions, of course. Before you stands Duntal, mighty warrior from the north. Who we're speaking with.
My name's Jared, and this is my friend. And he'd look over, and the taller guy is kind of close. He said, "My name's Borrow." Right around this time, I think Say and Latine would like not crash into you guys, but like become part of the conversation. Rog kind of like walking up to Dusk. I think you noticed this at the same time. And Say would be laughing like hysterically, and with her arm like around Latine, and she'd point and go, "This little fucker! Look at this! And Latine has Belzak's mask, and he's like wearing it, and he's like, he pulled the rug out from under me, so I took his shit. And that's where we'll end. I hope everybody enjoyed episode 1. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to tune in for episode 2, coming in a couple weeks. But anyway, love you all. Have a good one.